plane crash is said to be a resident of Ramsar and Mazra village of Baben block of Kurukshetra. So more details coming in about those passengers who unfortunately perished in this tragedy. Anju Sharma was one of the passengers on board. She's a deceased who was said to be a resident of the Ramsar and Mazra village in Baben block of Kurukshetra in Haryana. Asavri Jindal is joining us for more on this story. Asavri, we'd learnt earlier in the day that Vijay Rupani, former Gujarat Chief Minister, was on board this aircraft. He unfortunately has not survived. We are learning now, Asavri, that there was another passenger who was said to be from Kurukshetra in Haryana. Asavri, can you hear me? Okay, I think we're having some difficulty with our connection. Squadron Leader Mithru, more details coming out, sir. We had learned earlier in the day Vijay Rupani, former Gujarat Chief Minister, was on board. Now another lady from Kurukshetra, unfortunately also one of those passengers on board this aircraft who has not survived.
One thing I'd like to go back to Bazin. Am I pronouncing your name right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, quite right, Squadron Leader.
You quoted a case of a Bombay crash where the aircraft nosedived, and this one went flat. You know, that nosedive can happen only if the aircraft is out of control. In this particular case, what I can see is that the aircraft was under full control, except that there was no power. The attitude in which the aircraft has come down, final touchdown with the ground, was a little nose-high attitude, which is normally a landing attitude. Okay, so this means the controls were working. The aircraft, the structure was perfectly all right because it was controllable till the end. However, only because of loss of power, this aircraft went down so terribly and over a building. We have to wait, perforce we have to wait for the investigations to say what could be the possible cause. And I'm
within it all happened within just about 2 minutes. Within 120 seconds. Within 120 seconds this had happened. Squadron Leader Mithru, is that what made it difficult for the pilots as well?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Because if you see, the aircraft has, the runway elevation is about 250 feet, very approximately. I don't remember the exact height. The elevation of the runway is about 250 feet. And he has climbed up to 670 feet, somewhere about that, which means that he has gained only about 420 odd feet after unstick. Now, 420 feet, in that he has transmitted that I find some engine problem. He must have been, you see, immediately after takeoff, it's a very critical stage. You got to do a lot of after takeoff checks, like put your undercarriage up and put the aircraft in the right attitude to climb, etc. Now, here he has diagnosed that there is some engine fault. He's probably trying to find out what is the engine fault and maybe correct it, or immediate actions after engine failure. All that he was busy with when finally he could not control, and he put the aircraft, guided the aircraft into a landing attitude and brought it to a, whatever, it was a crash, unfortunate crash. I don't find any pilot error. I don't see any scope of pilot error or even the co-pilot, we don't know. But definitely the aircraft was under control, flying attitude, it was under control, and it is only lack of power. What happened, how the computers failed, whether it was unintentional or an accident, that too on both the engines.
Yes, and obviously, Barzin, before that crash,